Hey guys, it's Kay Journey, and I am back today with a writing notebook setup. So this is my setup for March, and I'm gonna go through like the whole process that I did with you guys on camera. Like that'll be a voiceover in just a minute. But I wanted to preface all of this by saying I am considering turning this into kind of a working bullet journal mixed with my writing notebook, because um, I feel like having them both on my desk at the same time is kind of a little bit frustrating, but I haven't decided yet. However, I love what I did here. That's also another reason I really, really love this this Hades Disney villain kind of vibe. So I'll be showing you guys that setup here in a minute. It's really short and sweet because I haven't decided yet. And so if I do end up mixing them together instead of just having another one of these over here or a word or a brain dump or whatever, I would have a weekly over here. But I haven't decided yet. So, but anyway, I'm going to go through how I did that with you guys. I also wanted to show you guys, I'm so excited. So my new book covers are in. I designed these myself and I'm super excited. So this is book one. This is my first book, my debut novel. And I just love it. I'm kind of trying to lean into the dark fantasy vibe here a little bit more than I was with my original covers. This kind of has more of that reddish undertone, which is more of like a horror vibe. But it's also still got like that magical purple and whatnot. And I just love it so much. I do need to take off this trigger warning down here and change the trigger warning to TW. So I will likely do that here pretty soon. But if you wanted exactly how it is, this is how it is right now on Amazon. And then this is its sequel. I am so excited about it. Although I had an author friend point out that this looks like a 6 and I didn't realize it. Yeah, totally didn't even catch that. Oh well, it's not significant. It's just, a swirl of magic. And again, I need to take out, the trigger warning here. But yeah, oh my gosh, I am so excited about these. I love them. They are just like, they are exactly what I was hoping they would be. They're very dark fantasy. They're very leaning into that kind of, with the kind of intricate, knotwork here on the sides. They're leaning really into that Celtic theme, which is, these books are the original book. This book is based on Irish mythology. It's all Irish mythology. This branches out. It'll branch out even more in the next book. But yeah, it all starts with this one set of Irish fairies who end up encountering an Irish deity in Greenland. So yeah, I'm very excited. I love these. I love these. So anyway, to explain why I have been gone, I did not post last week and I'm posting early this week, is that I actually had an abscessed tooth and a whole bunch of things happening at home, and I ended up just not being able to do the video that I was planning on doing. In fact, this is obviously not completely finished, but I wanted to get it up and just kind of going. And maybe later this week, I will post another video of what I had actually planned on doing because it was really, really cool and I'm excited about it and I want to show you guys. But that might end up just being the first video the week after this one. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to go jump to the voiceover. So for the month of March, I kind of looked back through the last few months of what I've been doing in this writing notebook and realizing that it was very utilitarian, and I had very few places where I could really kind of break down exactly what I wanted to get done, when it kind of just gave a really big overview without going into details and recording the results that I was getting in a way that was more useful. So for this month, I decided to do my calendar on one page and then on the other page to kind of break it down by week of like, what is my weekly goal and, what am I hoping to get done that week, very specifically, like granular, and then a space for the actual results that I got. And I really wanted to kind of lean into this Disney villains doing, a Hades month. Hades from the Disney movie Hercules is actually like one of my absolute favorite Disney villains. However, the movie itself wildly and disproportionately portrays Zeus as a good father, and I just laugh every time I watch it. It is one of my actual favorite Disney movies, but I also have to laugh at it knowing like the history and the mythology and understanding that Zeus was just this total slut, and Hercules was not a good person, and the most decent humanish, I should say, the most decent creature in all of the story was actually probably Hades, because he's a good guy who loves his wife and is a decent deity. So kind of flips everything on its head, but I love the way they animated him, and kind of one of my favorite things. So getting into it and using those this month was actually like, it kind of cheered me up. I'm trying to get out of this constant state of fight or flight that I have been in since January. And I'm realizing I'm starting to kind of pull out of it. I'm starting to realize like life goes on. I just need to get up and keep moving and, you know, just prepare a little bit better for the future and start really pushing for results rather than just kind of floating here going, I don't know what to do because I feel so scared. So what I'm doing this month is I'm really breaking it down into manageable chunks. I'm trying to combat overwhelm with just like, hey, this week focus on these specific tasks. And in fact, a lot of the tasks that have to do with my writing this month, which is another reason why I'm thinking about turning at least this month into a bullet journal / writing notebook together, because a lot of the writing work that I'm doing this month is going to be more back-end stuff. So I'm going to be doing a revamp on my website. I'm going to be creating ads for those first 2 books. I'm going to be doing a lot more like background stuff. And that's all well and good, but that cuts into my writing time. And so if I'm just tracking my writing and I'm once again having a month of low words, I'm going to feel bad because I've been feeling terrible about January and February. I had such big goals and it just went completely off the rails. And I really want to get back to a place where I feel like I'm making progress. And at the same time, I've been really struggling with keeping track of the things that I've actually gotten done. Partially, I think, because I've got them separated out. I've got my writing and my other duties and, you know, my mom stuff all kind of separated out, which on one hand works for my brain and on the other hand doesn't, because I forget that I'm, you know, busy in these other places. And so then I don't give myself credit for the time that I've spent actually being busy. And I convinced myself that I've just been watching a lot of Netflix, which, to be real, I have been watching about 3 times as much Netflix as I usually do, which is, you know, not great, but it's not, you know, the worst thing ever. I think I just need to really give myself some room to kind of refocus without procrastinating. Because I have a tendency to really dive deep into procrastinating and telling myself, oh, I know how I can fix it, and taking 2 days figuring out, quote unquote, how to fix it instead of actually working on the problem itself. And while planning itself can make, you know, writing and big projects and life go a lot smoother and get things done faster, on the other hand, planning excessively to the point where what I'm doing is only planning and I'm not actually producing results is detrimental to everything that I'm trying to build. I'm also realizing that kind of word rush that I was in Q4 of last year, where I was writing 3,000 words a day and I was really pushing it and I was doing really great. That's not sustainable for me. I need to kind of tone it back a little bit, I think. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't base my performance ability on these last few months because of everything that's going on in the world and how much and how deeply it's affecting me. But at the same time, I need to sort of find ways to adapt to how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually alternating between writing and editing. As much as the best advice out there, which I think is great advice, and it definitely helped me, especially when I was starting my first book and working on my first book, was to stop editing in the middle of writing and just write. You can't edit what's not written. You know, you can't edit a blank page, which is true. However, at the same time, if I'm taking breaks in writing to edit, it actually helps get me reinterested in the story. That's one of the tools that I'm using right now to get really back into book 3 is I worked on plotting some of the stuff that needed to be replotted, and I went back and I started editing some of these scenes, and it really got me right back into the story. It brought back a lot of the passion, and I think it's part of why I'm starting to claw my way out of this, is because I was able to just really jump in and reacquaint myself with these characters and with the story and with everything that I love about this book.
Anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. As much as I wish there was more to it, it's just been a hell of a week. So thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I will be back probably in a few days, but maybe next week. We'll see what happens.